What's up, my piece? Homeboy Vortius here. Welcome back to Shadowrun Dragonfall. Whoa! Whoa! It's almost like I was here before. In the last episode, I'm pretty sure we were almost killed by mercenaries who wanted us dead. But that's for now. That's now us problem. That's not future Sean. No, that's just now us problem. Now, this is problem us now. Flatline, welcome back. I have news for you. In your absence, I have been looking into the Harfeld Manor. Whatever Fjörswing is up to, it is both large-scale and well-funded. I have uncovered a money trail leading from holding companies all over the world to an offshore fund with a dummy address. From there, all of that freshly laundered money flows directly into the Harfeld estate. Mistake, yes. That isn't good. No, it isn't. But it doesn't change what we have to do. We're still going to have to find Valclair, however large the dragon's conspiracy. But Fjörswing was different. She didn't scheme or plot. She acted. Yes, and look at where it got her. When the Firewing launched her attack on humanity, it was an act of hubris. She lashed out because she didn't consider our species to be a threat. It would be equally hubristic for us to assume that she will make the same mistake twice. I will continue digging into this while you and the team tackle your next run. With luck, I will have more information to share upon your return. Sounds good, Paul. One last thing, Flatline. Malit was able to restore the readable surface of one of Green Winter's DVDs. If you'd like to take a look, you will find it sitting beside the player. Just one of them? She's still working on the others. Many of them are extensively damaged, and getting anything off them is proving to be quite a chore. She has told me that she will be in touch if and when she makes any headway. Thanks, Paul. No problem. It was my lovely idea to jar the blah 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 blah. I'm tired. I even sleepy. Glory's pallid face lights up at your approach. A genuine smile spreads across her lips. Flatline, good to see you. You too, Glory. How are things with you? Finger guns. She pauses for a moment, considering. You know what? I'm happy, actually. For the first time in a long time. I have you to thank for that. Yay! Applause! Ah! Any thoughts about that last run that you didn't... Oh, no, you were there. There isn't much to say. She pauses to study you for a moment before continuing. I think that we should have given Thorvald a chance to prove his claims. Waiting a few minutes to kill him wouldn't have harmed anything. Oh yeah, him! I remember him. You were on that run. That said, I understand why you did what you did. The job was to kill him. We all knew that when we signed on. She shrugs. We're one step closer to paying Alice's fee. In the end, that's all that really matters. Are you ready to tell me about that crime you're sporting? Be patient, Flatline. The explanation for that is coming. A look of unease flits across her face. I'm not sure you're going to like it, though. You needed time, and I gave you time. Are you ready to talk about Fjörstel yet? Fjörstel? I don't know how to pronounce it.
Hey, German.
Yeah. Glory looks troubled. Glory looks troubled. More so than you've ever seen before. Whatever memory she's dredging up must be exceedingly painful. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't been looking forward to this. But, yeah, it's time. Flatline, look. I'm about to tell you some things about myself that might change your opinion of me. It's entirely possible that you're going to hate me based... Let's do it like the TV show. Based on what's coming up next. I've accepted that. And if that's what happens, I sincerely believe that I deserve it. Oh, that's a shame. She looks you in the eye, her expression grim. So, tell me. Are you sure that you want to keep pushing forward with this? I don't want to hear it anymore. This is important to you, Glory. After everything we've been through, I think that we both know that. Whatever you have to tell me, I'm ready to listen. Thanks, Flatline. Thanks for being a friend. Oh, friendship. So, when we left off last time, I just moved from the streets of Tübingen to this is supposed to be serious. to the warm, inviting confines of Fjörstel. Marta and I were happy there for a little while. and Harrow embraced me as a long-lost daughter. I should probably take a moment to talk more about Harrow. He's gonna be an important figure in this story. Poke, 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 poke. I don't know what his age was. He seems old enough to be paternal, but young enough to hang with the kids on something like a peer level. Best guess, I'd say he was in his mid-20s. He was handsome and well-built, with a neatly trimmed beard and thick brown hair. But there was something else about him, something uncanny.
I got thick brown hair and a trim beard. No, I don't. I wish I had a beard. Oh, man.
Harrow had this charisma, this raw magnetic attraction that just made people latch onto him. I saw it over and over. All it took was a few words and a pat on the shoulder, and Harrow would have a new convert. The other kids at the farm followed him around like lost puppies. And as much as I loved Marta, and as much as I thought she loved me, we forgot all about one another when Harrow was around. All we wanted was to be close to him, to be part of his inner circle. And soon enough we were. For a girl of 17, it was all terribly exciting. Harrow had these rules of living that he would teach us, rules about self-determination and the importance of disobedience. He claimed to have taught classes at the University of Berlin, which he painted as a mix-up between an earthly paradise and an anarchistic playground. Anarchist, whatever. He told us how Feuerstel would be the focal point of the new movement for the children of the fatherland. He told us we were special. We ate it up, of course. We were kids. For those of us in the inner sanctum, Harrow would share even more. He had power the likes of which I had never seen. Not my father's drunken fists or my own childish experiments, but genuine, incredible power. He said that it came from the Horned God, an ancient deity that he venerated. He knew about my latent abilities right away, and he offered to teach me. Naturally, I accepted. I've heard of the Horned God. His followers have a poor reputation, especially among women. Any bad reputation that they might have gained is well deserved. But there was more to it than that, as you'll see. Glory sighs. Hang with me, Flatline. Rough waters ahead. Whoa! It's my yacht! My dinghy! No, I fucking drowned. So I became Harrow's apprentice. Apprentice! So I became Harrow's apprentice. He taught me to channel magic and summon spirits. He taught me rituals and pagan traditions. Machiavellian philosophy and Nietzschean ethics. Above all, he taught me to connect with his Horned God, and through it I learned power and arrogance. And it was all downhill from there. For the next few years, I lived at Feuerstel as Harrow's enforcer and right-hand girl. I was also his sometimes wife and concubine, but that was a distinction that I shared with all of the girls in the commune, including my beloved Marta. I came to learn that she'd been his long before she met me, and by that point I didn't care. I'd embraced the rules of living. I was Harrow's creature through and through. I didn't ask questions, and I walked the path that was right in front of me. Other fun facts about those years: I learned cruelty. I had power now, and my idol encouraged me to use it. Harrow did the same. Any children who didn't pull their weight were subject to my tender mercies, and I was anything but tender. I took what I wanted rather than asking for it. I liked it. It was fun. I also came to learn that Harrow's Horned God was not the icon first worshipped by throwback cults across Germany. It was certainly a god with horns, but it came from an altogether different tradition. Care to hazard a guess? Oh, the devil? Oh, I know him. He's pretty thumbs up. In some cases. Some places. Some faces. Not my face. Not my case. Not my place. In the magically active community, we refer to it as the adversary. But yeah, same being more or less. So my idol, the ancient deity that was feeding me my power, was the antithesis of everything that is right and good. And you know what? I didn't care. In our time together, Harrow and I committed more atrocities than I could count. At this point, I was onto all of his tricks. I knew that Furesdale was nothing more than a honey trap, carefully designed to lure local children into my master's clutches. I knew that the kids who seemed resistant to Harrow's brainwashing techniques wound up fertilizing the garden. And I knew that Harrow's entire manifesto was bullshit. And I knew that through it all, Harrow and the adversary were laughing because I was laughing right there beside them. I didn't want to pin the blame for my decisions on everyone but me. That said, I would like to posit that my father's connection to the Kreuzritters might have helped me play into my willingness to serve the adversary. In my warped, indoctrinated little brain, I equated the church with evil. So the opposite of that, I figured, had to be, well, if not good, then at least not totally bad. But I was kidding myself, of course. My new deity was the very definition of bad. Serving it made me bad. End of story. I can't excuse the choices that you made, but I can't understand why you made them. That's big of you, Flatline. I genuinely mean that. Glory takes a moment to steel herself, then continues on. Like I'm steeling myself against the hunger that's inside of my stomach because I haven't fucking eaten anything. I've just drank some fucking coffee because I'm an idiot. Anyway, one day, Harrow invited me on a field trip to Stuttgart. Over the years that I was in Furesdale, the commune had easily doubled in size. It was thriving, all thanks to the efforts of Marta and the girls like her. Harrow would send the girls out to neighboring cities to lure in the street kids that nobody would miss. He targeted children because they were easy to indoctrinate, and because nothing makes the adversary happier than the corruption of the innocent. Excuse me. As we drove out to pick up the new recruits, I was already planning ahead. It was a foregone conclusion that I would pay my father a visit. The irony of a group of Kreuzritters getting immolated by a genuine servant of the actual devil tickled me to no end. So, when Harrow stopped to fill up on diesel, I hopped out of the van and headed out on foot to my parents' place. Harrow wasn't overly concerned about my absence. I had long since reached the point where I could assert my autonomy, and he knew that I'd be back. I wound up at my folks' house sometime around noon. I could hear the adversary whispering in my ear, telling me what to do. I'd long since learned to listen to its voice. It always rewarded me with extra power when I did its bidding. It told me to knock, so I did. As the door opened, I could feel a torrent of flames welling up in the astral plane all around me. It told me to channel them into the doorway. Into my father. So I did. But of course, the person who opened the door wasn't my father. It was my mother. As I watched her flesh blacken and melt, as I heard her scream and I broke into hysterics, I heard the adversary laugh. And at that moment, I realized he was laughing at me. Saw that coming. Glory nods, a grim expression on her delicate face. Delicate face. In hindsight, yes. You're right. It was inevitable that this would happen. I was a fool and a puppet. And any power that I thought I had was on that and any power that I thought that I'd had was on a loan from a being that craved my own misery. It was like a lever that had been pulled. All at once the bubble popped. I wasn't a powerful servant of the adversary. I was not Harrow's #1 girl. I was a ridiculous little fool who'd willingly tied her soul to the worst thing in existence. Realizing all of this was one thing. Actually fixing it was something else entirely. I knew that I had to get away from Harrow. I knew this was the first that was the first thing to do. So I bit my lip and did my best to ignore the happy babble of the new recruits on the trip back to Furesdale. And I managed to get through the ride without screaming. Once we were back at the commune, I broke into Harrow's safe, stole all the commune's resources, and ran. I don't know when Harrow realized what I'd done, or whether he even cared. All I know is that nobody came after me, so I kept running and running until I got to Berlin. Getting past the wall was fairly simple. You know how easy it is to obtain falsified papers. The biggest obstacle that I faced during my flight was the adversary itself. I could run from Harrow, but how do you run from something that's tied to your own soul? Let me guess. Snip, snip. The haunted look. The haunted look! The haunted look in Glory's eyes is heartbreaking. She gives you another curt, grim nod. I walked into the office with the first street doc I could find, pointed at all of the biggest, bulkiest pieces of cyberware that he had on display, and told him to put them into me. He tried to upsell me on better merchandise, arguing that what I was asking was was old and inefficient, better suited to be installed in a museum than in a body. He told me that I'd be shredding my essence, and that once it was gone, I'd never be able to get it back. I stuck to my guns. After all, shredding my essence was the whole point. Glory looks up at you. Her eyes are sunken and hollow, and the aura of loss about her is palpable. She looks like a woman who has been through hell, which she has.
Because she has Captain Satan pants in her back. Ah!
Yeah, I don't have that. Lucky for me. That's all for now, Flatline. You've heard the tale. You know why I am the way I am. You know the things I've done and how much I have to atone for. If you still want my company, fine. If I've lost your friendship, I understand that too. But for now, I need to be alone. Okay, I'll go into the wall. Hey, what do you think, Jaeger? As you approach, Jaeger turns to face you. Her rifle has been field stripped and is lying in pieces on a sheet of butcher paper in front of her, which I've just kicked, and now she's angry at me. And now I'm going to die. Approached in a neat row along the edge of paper are bottles of copper solvent, bore cleaner, and lighter fluid. Our fearless leader returns. What do you need? Any thoughts about the last run? She shrugs. It was a nice change of pace. Simple job with a straightforward objective. At the end of the day, the whole thing was pretty by the numbers. The rigger died, we got paid, and everyone went home happy. That's a win in my book. Thanks, Jaeger. I'm glad to hear your opinion. Now, I'd like to hear about your time in the KSK. Please? She shakes her head. No. I'm not in the habit of sharing. I'm not in the habit of sharing war stories, Flatline. Not with people who've never served. Fair enough. Doesn't have to be a war story. I just want a better idea who I'm running with. She looks you in the eye for a moment, evaluating. Finally, she shrugs. Alright, Flatline, you win. Well, that was easy. I owe everything to my time in the KSK. From my street name on down. So, you tell me what you want to know, and we'll see where this goes. Who is in command? Metzger. Best leader I've ever had and the pleasure of serving under. Her face clouds. He was a hell of a man. But he went down with the rest of the team. Everyone but me. Tell me about your team. She nods. Fair enough. I guess that you earned it. There were 8 of us. 2 commando squads working together as a single unit. Schmidt and Lang were combat deckers. Wolf was our rigger and combat engineer. Fisher handled demolitions. Braun was a medic, and the rest of us, Metzger, Kruger, and myself, were weapons experts. Our mission was extraterritorial. Technically illegal, but important enough to justify the risk. We'd been sent across the border into Poland. The Russian mafia had set up a cottage industry. A cottage? Like cottage cheese? No, not cottage cheese. Shut up. I'm trying to explain a story. Sorry. In human trafficking, all along the Oder-Neisse line. And it was our job to disrupt it. That sounds more like a police action than a military operation. Wouldn't the GSG usually handle that kind of thing? Typically, yes. But in recent years, the Russian mob has become more and more heavily militarized. The brass decided that they posed a big enough danger to the region to qualify as a terrorist threat, and that brought them under our purview. Anyway, we were a good team, experienced, we went through a lot together, and we chalked up a lot of kills. In our own way, I'd like to think that we did some good. What about your street name, Jaeger? Back when I was in basic training, a fellow recruit made a vulgar joke at my expense. He said that I reminded him of the north face of the Jaeger, the Bernese Alps. Huge and beautiful, but dangerous to climb. His tone left little doubt as to what sort of climbing he had in mind. I think that he was trying to proposition me in his clumsy way, poking me in front of the other recruits to try and provoke a reaction. She shrugs. Anyway, he got one. I broke 3 of his ribs, and the name stuck. Served him, right? Jaeger regards you with a critical eye. You might actually mean that. But then, you may just be trying to get on my good side.
I could go as nice, Xavier.
Anyone who's a line that bad deserves to get smacked around a little. With a knife to the throat. Nah, not that far. She nods. For once, we're in complete agreement. But there was more to it than that. As soon as that idiot made his little joke, it was a foregone conclusion that I was getting saddled with the nickname Jaeger. My only choice in the matter was whether it happened under his terms or under mine. If I hadn't broken that twit's ribs, the name Jaeger would have meant a difficult sexual conquest to the whole barracks full of recruits. That's what I would have been to them from that point on. My own accomplishments be damned. Thanks to what I did, the new name meant the troll who doesn't take a shit from anyone. Who doesn't take a shit? Just shit in my hands. I ain't taking it. Nah, fam. Nah, I ain't touching your fecal matter. No, the troll who doesn't take shit from anyone, instead. It's a name I'm proud to go by. And I've hung on to it ever since. Jaeger paused for a moment, then looks you in the eye. Word of advice to you, Flatline. If anyone puts you in a position that he put me in, if he demeans you in front of your unit, whatever his intent, the appropriate response is to put that person down. Hard. I just touched the keyboard. I'm sorry, keyboard. Out in the field, nothing will kill you faster than losing the respect of your team. By that logic, I should have broken your ribs after Monica died. In your place, I would have. She looks you up and down, appraising you. Not that you would have succeeded if you tried, but in terms of saving face, it would have done wonders. In all seriousness, Flatline, I'm sorry that I put you in that position. I shouldn't have, and I acknowledge that. She straightens. Anything else, or can I get back to prepping for the next run? One last thing. What happened to the team? She shakes her head. No. No, that's one story I won't be telling. They died. That's all you need to know. Thanks, Jaeger. That's all I need to know. So, was there something else that you wanted to talk about, or can I get back to cleaning my rifle? No more questions. Thank you, Jaeger. Do the Asian bow. She turns back to the disassembled parts of her rifle. Sure thing, First Later. Good talk. I feel like you're sarcastic sometimes. Hey, Dietrich, want to talk? I like talking. Any thoughts on the last run? Hell of a thing, wasn't it? That run made me glad that I didn't have to spend a lot of time in the hospitals. And I'll tell you that much. There wasn't a single aspect of that building that didn't make me feel uneasy. Ah, fuck! Guess we'll never know what you said. Nothing now, Dietrich. Hey, you gotta run over here, friend. I just fucking skipped Dietrich's talk and I hate myself for it, and I want to talk to you because I like you because you're Irish. Even though... Would Blitz be Irish?
Put in the comments below if you think Blitz is Irish.
One look at Blitz's face is enough to tell you that something is gnawing at him. He stands beside his table, playing with a coffee spoon. Metal or plastic. Hi, Flatline. What you need? What's going on, Blitz? Well, Chief, I hate to admit it, but I may be in a little bit of trouble here. What sort of trouble? Well, you remember those creditors I told you about? The ones who loaned me all that money? Yeah, well, as it turns out, some of them are a little less forgiving than I thought they were. Keep talking. Well, one in particular seems to have taken things kind of personally. Get the point, man. Are you in danger? Yeah, Chief. I mean, kinda. I think so. He averts his eyes. I got a package in the mail. It had somebody's thumbs in it. Thumbs? Yeah, thumbs. They came in a cigar box packed with salt. I have no idea who they belong to. I'm pretty sure they're meant to convey some sort of message. Really? You think so? He nods gravely. Yeah, I'm almost certain of it. I don't want to lose my thumbs, Chief. I like my thumbs. I think that I need to pay this guy back. In thumbs? Luckily, I've got a plan. I know how to get myself out of hot water with meat grinder. I've got it all specced out. Okay, let me get this straight. You took a loan from somebody named Meat Grinder. Hey, come on, Chief. I feel bad enough about this already. There's no need to rub it in. Anyway, like I was saying, I can make it alright again, but I'll need your help to do it. Alright, I'm listening. Ow, my neck. Well, there's this group out in Drogenkeep. They call themselves the Landenberg Ring. They're a financial crime organization. There's a lot of bad blood between them and Meat Grinder's operation. Anyway, back when I was running with the short tourism, I laid out the groundwork for a hit on the Landenberg Ring. I was never able to make good on it, though. For some reason, none of the other gangers ever volunteered to help out. With your help, I could steal enough money from them to cover my debt, and get myself back in the Meat Grinder's good graces in the process. So, what do you think? A quick run, just you and me, with me in the Matrix and you as my woman on the ground. We hit them, satisfy my debt, and laugh about it on our way back home. Sound like a plan? Alright, Blitz, but in the future, you need to be more upfront with me about things like this. No problem, Chief, not a problem at all. You can count on me. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got some last minute stuff to take care of before we get started. Oh, and flatline. Thanks. No sweat, Blitz. Me at the U-Bahn? Oh, no. Not as such, Chief. I will be physically going to Drogenkeep. I've seen enough of that place for one lifetime. I'll be jacking from a terminal I set up here in the Cruise Bazaar. Whoa. No way. If you want my help, you have to come with me. I'm not risking my neck for you on my own. Oh, come on, Chief. You won't be on your own. I'll be in the Matrix, helping out right alongside you. Besides which, you'll be better off without having to look after my meat body. If I came in person, I'd be a liability. Trust me on this. You want me here, safe and sound, so that you can be free to do your thing without having to worry about my body catching a stray bullet. Alright, Blitz. We'll do it your way. I'll send you calm when I get to Drogenkeep. Sounds good, Chief. Thanks again. No problem, bud. No problem at all. You pissed me off, man! That's fine. It's fine. Shh, it's fine. It's absolutely, positively fine. F-I-N-E. Fine.
It's fine, guys. It's absolutely fine. Drogenkeep. It'd be high up on anyone's list of places to avoid, but that's where you're headed. And you go in there alone this time. The last time you saw Blitz, he was carting his portable terminal over to Cafe Shizve. Presumably, so he could do his decking in the most comfortable environment possible. Like everything else related to Drogenkeep, the U-Bahn train that services is in poor repair. The car that you're riding in stinks like a chemical toilet on a hot day. On the floor, near the doorway, you catch sight of a trampled lump of tattered fur. The longer you stare at it, the more convinced that you become that you're looking at the remains of a long-dead squirrel. The train rumbles to a stop, the doors slide open. Time to get this over with.
Trying to get this over with, indeed, because I got a date with Subway in a few minutes. When does Subway open? Got a shotgun. Got a gun. I'm pretty sure I have a pistol with me. Probably. Hold up, my browser on Steam. Subway hours. The Walmart Supercenter, the one there, opens at 9. So I should be there around 9. Jeff Karma! I don't care. Stepping out of the U-Bahn tunnel, you once again find yourself in the squalid alleys of Keep. This place is a pit. Piles of waste, human and otherwise, litter the streets. The gutted husks of commercial buildings stand hollow and empty all around you. Your comm crackles to life, and you can hear the distant sounds of Cafe Shezva. Merriment, laughter, the clink of silverware and china. Blitz's voice cuts in a second later. Hi, Chief. You ready to do this thing? Are you? Or what the fuck did I just put the tone? Are you? Sounds like you're nice and cozy in there. He scoffs. Course I am. I've had this run planned out for years, like I said. You hear a slurping sound. Presumably Blitz taking a sip of steaming hot soy calf. If only I had some soy calf, but sadly I drank all of it. The only steam that you can see out here is your own breath condensing in this frigid night air. Enjoying your soy calf, buddy? Oh, sure, Chief. Nothing like a nice hot mug of soy calf on a cold night. You're telling me, Blitz. Yeah, Chief. I guess you must be pretty frosty out there, huh? Another distant roar of laughter crackles over your comlink. Presumably, the patrons of Cafe Shezva are having a lovely evening. Sorry about that. But look at the bright side. You get to have an adventure. That's something, right? You owe me for this, man. Yeah, Chief. Yeah, I do. Yeah, you fucking do. Hello, random sir with brown hair, black hair, brown face, whatever. A plain-looking man in a fancy suit taps away his PDA. He's an older guy, probably in his late 50s. In the filth-strewn streets of Keep, he stands out like a sore thumb. At the sound of your approach, he stops what he's doing and shifts his gaze to you. Flatline, right? I might be. Who's asking? My name is Hasenkamp. I'm Mr. Grinder's accountant. What a remarkable coincidence. Hasenkamp nods. His expression is deadpan. Mr. Grinder sent me to ensure that the money transfer goes according to plan. When you enter the building, I'm going in with you.
Hey, spoiler alert, he's an accountant. He's more than an accountant. Take your guesses while I'm doing this. Or don't, just fucking skip ahead like a pussy.
Well, the more the merrier, I guess. Welcome aboard. Really? No arguments? Not even a veiled threat? He blinks. I have to admit, I wasn't expecting this to go so smoothly. We're here to get Blitz back in Grinder's good graces. If he wants you to be here, who am I to argue? This is a pleasant surprise. You Shadowrunners have a reputation, you know. Amateurish, headstrong, unwilling to listen to reason. Blitz's voice crackles in over your comlink. What the hell is this? Grinder didn't say anything about his accountant tagging along. Case in point. Hello, Blitz. Answer that question, man. If Grinder wanted you to be here, why didn't he say so up front? Hasenkamp's lip curls into a wry grin. Mr. Grinder doesn't have to explain himself to you. You're in his pocket, remember? If you want to back out of it, you'll do as he says. If you want back out of it, you'll do as he says. Out of curiosity, how did Meat Grinder even know that I'd be here? Your pal Blitz. You sent Mr. Grinder a message with a complete breakdown of your plan about an hour ago. He did, huh? Your comm crackles to life. Well, of course I did, Chief. How could I be sure that this would get me off the hook if I didn't ask? And so, to find out, you laid a homicidal loan shark know exactly where and when to find me. Smart idea, Blitz. Well, that's not exactly how I'd put it, but yeah, I guess. There's an awkward pause. In my own defense, I didn't expect him to send his accountant to shadow you, though. That's a new one to me. On me. That's on me. It's penis. I hate to interrupt, but if you two are finished, I'd like to get the show on the road. He glances at his wristwatch. I'm gonna get back home before my grandkids go to bed. You have grandkids? He shrugs. My daughter married young. My daughter married young. You got a problem with that? No. Fine, whatever. Let's just get this over with. Amen to that. Now, tell your pal to work his magic. Your turn, Blitz. Show us what you got. You got the chief. His voice is eager. Heading inside, this won't take 5 seconds. On video, it'd take longer. Because, you know. A gatekeeper IC program stands impassively, waiting to challenge all comers.
Visitor, identity unknown. Please present security code string.
Let's see here. Override security access. Route command. Trapdoor. There's a brief pause. Then the IC flashes twice.
Access granted.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I like these. I like these so much. They're so nice. A piece of watcher ice turns, flashing angrily. A rapid-fire sequence of lights pulse out a warning.
Keep away.
Check my credentials with your friend back there. Go on, I can wait. A moment later, the watcher IC flickers apologetically.
Secondary security verification. Approved. Super user status verified. Query. Double ability.
Just step aside, pal. I'm in a rush. The program immediately moves aside.
Proceed and have a pleasant day.
Don't mind if I do. I want food.
Someone get me some food. I'm gonna starve.
Main system hardware firewall.
Ah.
And that should do it, Chief. You're good to head on inside. The main server should be just ahead. A shocking display of competence from the red-haired disaster. That's what Mr. Grander calls your pal, by the way. He's got a rep around these parts. For some reason, all of his friends keep dying. Don't listen to this asshole, Chief. He shouldn't even be here. Well, he wouldn't be here if you hadn't spilled the beans to Mr. Meat Grinder. Unfortunately. Wowie zowie. That was out of the blue. Unfortunately for all of us, me especially, I am here. So let's just get this finished. And then we can all get back to disliking each other on our own time. Fine by me. Anything else you need to know, Blitz? Yeah, I've hit the first firewall on here. I'll need you to get in there now. Install a bypass for me. Got it. We can find a terminal. And by terminal, I mean literally touch everything. What's in here? Thing. This place is a dump. The top drawer of this desk is packed full of slender plastic rods. Cred sticks. Hundreds of them. Grab a handful of cred sticks. You sink your hand into the drawer of loose cred sticks and fish out a fistful. Plastic is slick and pleasant to the touch. As you withdraw your hand from the desk, Hasenkamp chuckles. They're all blank. You don't think that the Landenberg ring would leave them in an unlocked drawer if they had money on them, do you? You're probably right, but it wouldn't hurt to check. You try and initiate a transfer between one of the cred sticks from the drawer and the one in your pocket. Sure enough, the stick from the desk is blank. So is the next one you try. And the next. Told you so. Now, can we keep moving, or do you want to test every stick in that drawer? Well, it couldn't hurt. That was a rhetorical question, genius. He shakes his head. Come on, Flatline, let's keep moving. Whoa, stuff! What's this? What does this do? Is this a thing? Can I keep it? This desk is a catastrophe. This desk is catastrophically messy. Candy wrappers litter its workspace, and the bottom drawer is ajar. Search the desk. You about through over there? Hang on a second, I want to check this out. I'm not sure we're on the same page here, so we should probably hash this out now and save ourselves some time. We are here to fetch the money that your friend owes to Mr. Grinder. That means that we aren't here to ransack desks or steal office supplies. So, what you're doing right now, it could be accurately described as a waste of time. This isn't gonna take long, don't worry. I'm not worried, I'm irritated. But fine, whatever, do your thing, just do it fast, okay? Continue searching. You got it. Rummaging through the desk, you find an old-fashioned binder stuffed with cheap paper. Leafing through the page, you discover what appears to be a business plan. Apparently, the Landenberg Ring is in the process of opening a string of payday loan centers across Drogenkeep. Hey, Hasenkamp, what does the Grinder think about this? Isn't money-laying his racket? Yeah, these Landenberg pricks have been a tick on his ass for years now, sicking away the revenue that should be lining his pockets. Bad business all around. Thankfully, we're going to recover at least a little of that cash tonight. And speaking of which, just a second, I'm almost done. At the back of the binder, you find a note scrawled on a slip of scrap paper. Plots! I have real and pressing concerns about the silent partner they've brought on for the loan center scheme. We don't need him. I keep saying it, but nobody listens. Call me. Justin Bieber. I do this plots guy who has the camp. Miserable son of a bitch. I had to share an office with that man he cuts himself short. Never mind, you don't need to know. Blitz whispers through your comlink. The plot thickens. I want these medical supplies. Send inside my stash. Trash. This garbage can hasn't been emptied in a while. When you lift the lid, you find the bin full to overflowing with crumpled paper and disused office stationery. Dig through the trash. Oh, for Christ's sake, here we go again. Calm down, man. This is all part of the job. This is ridiculous. You're on a run with a deadline. You're rooting around in a trash can. It happens more often than you'd expect. The longer we argue about this, the longer it's going to take. He steps back, an exasperated expression on his face. Alright, fine. Do your thing, but make it quick. Most of the waste in here apparently comes from the old bank statements. Apparently, somebody in the Landberg Ring has been using the backs of the statements as scratch paper. A third handful of trash that you liberate from the bin contains a note that catches your eye. Hey, where did you score that stuff, man? That juice that you've been pressing around. That stuff is unreal. I'm serious, man. I haven't been that high since grad school. When you get your hands on more, you let me know. John. What do you make of this, Hasenkamp? Well, let's see. Apparently a man named A scored some juice, and it was really unreal stuff. So what do I make of this? So what do I make of it? A couple of things. One, the Landenberg Ring has some real fuck-ups on its payroll, and two, you're wasting our time. Of the two, I'm more upset about the second, because it involves you keeping me here in the cesspool longer than I need to be. Does that answer your question? Yeah. Yeah, it does. Blitz whispers to you via your comlink. Ask a silly question. I'm sleepy. The door is locked. There is a small keypad, a keycard reader, and a comm panel set into the wall just beside it. Use the comm panel. You to press the call button. A shrill buzzing sound fills the air. There is no answer. Press the button again. You hear the button. You press the button again and hold it. The buzzer screeches like a frightened animal, then sputters and dies out. Moments later, a high-strung voice warbles out of the speaker. Who the hell are you, and why are you leaning on the goddamn door buzzer? The voice has a shrill, tremulous quality that you recognize instantly. This guy is riding a stim high, you're sure of it. Stay quiet. After a pregnant pause, you hear the voice again. Stupid thing, must be busted again. With a click, the line goes dead. Use it again, just to be a dickhole. You press the button again, and then again, it chokes out its screeching cry. This time, the response is immediate. What the hell? Whoever you are, you better knock it off. I swear something bad is gonna happen if you don't. Stay quiet. Twice in a row? What is this thing's problem? With a click, the line goes dead. The door is still locked, but the light on the comm panel blinks invitingly. Hey, what do you say we use it again? Blitz? Use it again. You can almost swear that the response comes before you press the button this time. It's uncanny. Albert, I swear to God, if you're messing around out there, I'm gonna shank you with a pen. In the kidney, Albert. That's where I'll put it. Right in the kidney. Alright, calm down. Put the pen away. You wouldn't hurt your old fat friend Albert, would you? Don't test me, Albert. You've always been a royal pain in the ass, you know that? There's a burst of static as he coughs into the microphone. By the way, what happened to your voice? You don't sound like yourself. I have a cold. Yeah? We deserve it. Now tell me why you're pestering me and make it quick. My patience for you dried up months ago. I've got a bottle of the good stuff in my bag. Want to share? Another long stuff. Yes, another long pause. The good stuff? You mean like the juice? Well, okay. Maybe just a sip or two. The door unlocks with a solid thunk. Hey, look! The door's unlocked! Hey, we aren't the guy you were expecting! Notice how I said we? It's because you're fucking stupid. Oh, fuck. You wanna help me? Yeah, there we go. Ow! Well, that went well. Oh, key card. The interface of this console has been locked. Peering around it behind the terminal, you find an absolute rat's nest of tangled cables running between it and the servers. Blitz, there's an awful lot of cables back here. Come on, Chief, it's not that complicated. They're running a hardware firewall. You'll find it installed in the main matrix line just before it reaches the first server. He sniffs. Kid stuff, really. Oh, for Christ's sake, quit preening and walk her through it. I hate to say it, but he's right. If you want me to get you around that firewall, you're gonna have to give me instructions, not just give me bullshit. Blitz sighs. Alright, Chief. I'll take you through the steps. First, find the main matrix line. It'll be the heavy-duty optical cable that's wired into the wall from the outside. Okay, got it. Good. Now find the first box that cable connects into. You'll have 3 cables plugged into it. 1 power and 2 optical. Connect the lines that bypass to the 2 optical cables. Following his instructions, you soon have the bypass connected. Alright, that's done. What's next? Nothing. I'm in. That wasn't so hard now, was it? Just get into the vault, Blitz. I'm on it. Come on, Blitz. Come on. Come on. An activation bit. Time to go find a socket to plug it into. Taking this one too. Wait, no, I'm not. Yeah, big brains. Hey, Chief. I found something in here that you might want to look at. What is it, Blitz? Looks like a sort of persona non grata list for the Londonburg ring. Everyone here is listed as shit on sight. There are a lot of names on here. Lots of personal information too. Known associates, credit history, holopics, that kind of thing. Alright, so what's interesting about that? Well, there are 3 names on this list that I recognize. One of them is mine, naturally. The Landenbergs and the Schwarzhagen never really did get along. Another is Hasenkamp's. I'm not surprised. These bastards would just love my head on a plate. And Chief, the other one is yours. You've got a whole dossier on you. No idea where they got it from or why, but they have it. That isn't good. Welcome to the club. I wouldn't worry too much about it. I don't. This dossier looks like a new file. It was just uploaded about 20 minutes ago. That'll do it. Hang on a second, there's an attachment. I'll send it to you. Blitz's voice fell silent. A few seconds later, a brief message appears on the screen at BDA. I'm scratching my left arm. Plots. Here's the intel I don't want to guess that I warned you about. They're coming tonight. Take appropriate precautions. Plots. I've heard that name a couple of times since we arrived. Any ideas, Hasenkamp? Jurgen Plots. He's the leader of the Landenberg ring. I had to share an office with that miserable son of a bitch for 5 years before we went our separate ways. He's the greediest, most narcissistic piece of work that I've ever met. And I work for a loan shark. I'd imagine that he's not a huge fan of you either. No, he's not. Anyway, in the end, it doesn't matter. Mr. Grinder will get paid, and Plots is going to write the check. Well, that was very enlightening. Want me to delete the files, Chief? Please. A few seconds pass. Done and done. No need to worry about that anymore. That's very reassuring. Thanks, Blitz. Take that bit, Blitz. Take the bit, Blitz. Fuck, I forgot. Take this. Go this way. Come on. Come on, Blitz. Come on. Come on. So I just need 2 for that. But I also want to get this. So I can do a certain thing that's magical and cool and awesome. Called this. The Teledor area. The Tele area door. Whatever. I get money and stuff out of it. You know what they say about Deckers? Can't keep their fingers out of anything. Except for they can when they have good willpower. Your comment crackles to life. Hey Chief, I just cracked open a security door somewhere in your area. It might be worth checking out. Will you please tell him to concentrate on the job? We're here to settle his debt, not hunt for souvenirs. You're a big boy, tell him yourself. Blitz, you need to... Yeah, I heard you the first time. Hey, thanks for doing that, Blitz. No problem, Chief. It's great to feel appreciated. Whoa. Alright, you're in the clear from the secured area. Keep your eyes open, Chief. There's a tiny chance that I may bump into some physical security from here on out. Other than the crazy guy in the server, you mean? Yeah. Other than him. You said that there wouldn't be any security in this building. Hasenkamp sounds tired. Easier, no security. That's what you told Mr. Grinder. Those were your exact words. Yeah. Well, the situation has changed. A bit. Look, I'm not saying that you will hit security, I'm just saying that you might. So keep your eyes open and lower the next firewall, okay? We'll keep our eyes peeled. At least I'll get my eyes peeled. I'll also take this equipment because I want it. No matter what you say, Hasenkamp. Grenade launcher. Oh, it takes 2 AP to reload. Well, I don't want that then. This way. Go over here. Or don't. What's in here? Find a sheaf of banking information. The data in this paperwork all points to Meat Grinder and contains a long list of financial transactions and known associates. The whole thing is closed in a manila file folder labeled Plots. For once, Housing Camp doesn't complain about the detour. When he sees the information in front of you, he stops dead in his tracks. We better keep moving, huh, Housing Camp? Like you said, Grinder is waiting. Yeah, hang on a second. This is important. Just wanted to hear you say it. Now, why would Plots have Grinder's financial records? Just steal from him, most likely, but these records, they don't make any sense. Care to explain that to the rest of us? The accountant frowns, staring at the paper printouts in front of him. I know Mr. Grinder's books. I tend them for him. But I'm telling you, what I'm seeing here doesn't add up. Why would you want it to? If the Landenberg ring is a file on Grinder, isn't it better that it's wrong? Well, sure, but what I'm seeing here, it looks neat. Professional. This isn't amateur work. Somebody went through a lot of trouble to write out projections of all of Mr. Grinder's future profits, and those projections are way outside the scope of what our organization brings in annually. Maybe there's something going on that you don't know about. Could Grinder be working a deal under your nose? Something he wants to keep you insulated from, maybe? No. No way. That'd be financial suicide. Mr. Grinder is good at intimidating people and breaking kneecaps. When it comes to keeping the business running, I'm the man he turns to. I have been for 12 years.
Not really.
Maybe you should ask Grinder about it when we're done with the run. Yeah. He glances back at the folder of information, a conflicted expression on his face. Maybe I should. Whoa! It's for a drone. Leave it alone. I'm sorry. My balls are all dry. What's this? What is this? Poke it. Poke it with your stick. Drugs. Watch your step. This desk is an oasis of order amidst the chaos of the rest of the building. Papers and chips are stacked neatly or filed by name and date. There's even an old-fashioned coffee mug filled with a random assortment of graphite pencils and ink pens. Camp raises an eyebrow. Huh. This desk is actually organized. Must belong to somebody in management. Well, that or an employee with OCD. He shrugs. Sure, that too. Either way, we should keep moving. Time's a-wasting. Tell you what, I'll let you know when I'm ready to move on, and until then, you'll stop badgering me about it. Deal? Whatever, just hurry your ass up. Check the drawers. The tap mode soak is locked. You look away from the drawer. Check the stacks of papers. You appear to have discovered a compilation of financial records. Each report details the fiscal health of a small corporation. Taken as a whole, they paint a picture of small business across the whole of Germany. Each corp in the pile seems to have an interesting, innovative project underway. Unfortunately, all are also in dire financial straits, and at least half of them are teetering on the edge of bankruptcy. Despite the corporation's impending insolvency, the files suggested buying heavily into all of them. Apparently, the Landenberg Ring's sources have led them to believe that all these corporations are on the verge of being acquired by a single megacorp. The file doesn't say which one. A financial crime ring is installed and is involved in insider trading? Shocking. Now can we please move on? All done. You sure? There might be some nice binder clips in there for you to play with, or a staple remover for you to steal. Really? Well then, maybe I should take another look. Forget I said anything. Let's move. Okay. We'll move. What's the time? I got a date with Subway, god damn it! Hey look, security. Look sharp, security. Doesn't look like they see us. Oh, but they will soon enough, friend. They will soon enough. This looks like the terminal that Blitz is telling you about. Disgrace the firewall. The button depresses with an immediate thunk. That's it, done. That's done it, Chief. A final firewall just went down. I should be able to clear that secure node now. Get to it then. Done and done. This will be easy as pie. You wait and see. That's all fine and good, but be quick about it. There were some guards in the other room, and I don't want to be here when they decide to come exploring. Yeah, I'm on it. You to clear your jets. I'll let you know as soon as the vault door is open. Alright. Good! I'm tired and I need food. I'm gonna die. I'll also need my $4 cup of coffee. Alright, Blitz encounters a Decker in here. That sucks. It's all a clever ruse. This is the vault door control node. I locked the vault door. There's another telltale crackle of static from your comlink. Blitz's voice fills your ear. His tone is impossibly smug. Alright, Chief, that's a date. The vault door's open, I'm suppressing the alarm. He's the SPI, just like I said. Yes, we're all very impressed. Now let's get this show on the road, shall we? Let's do it. Whoa. Whoa, that's not good. As you approach the terminal, Hazard Camp steps forward. I'll handle the transfer from here, thank you. Why don't you let me take care of that? He stares at you. My entire job here revolves around my making this transfer. That's why Mr. Grinder sent me. If you want Blitz off his hit list, you'll step aside. Fine, go ahead. But I'm watching you. Go ahead, knock yourself out. Hazenkamp's fingers dance all over across the terminal's keypad. Progress bar winks up on the screen onto the screen and rapidly climbs toward 100. Very good. Only one more thing that needs doing, and then we can get out of here. Wait a second. You said that we were here to do the money transfer and nothing else. You can't go back on that now. The money transfer to care of Blitz's debt to Mr. Grinder. Consider this the interest. Whoa, hey, hold on. I don't owe any interest. Grinder didn't say anything about interest. If you're grabbing things out of safe deposit boxes, we want a cut. Hazenkamp ignores him. Just wait here for a minute. I'll be right back. Wow. Hazenkamp walks to a nearby safe and taps a code in the keypad. The door swings open. He reaches inside and pulls out a small plastic box, then taps the activator on his comlink. Yes, Mr. Grinder, the package is secure. That's right, I'm holding it right now. I'll have it in your hands within the next 15 minutes. Your comlink crackles and Blitz whispers into your ear. This is bullshit, Chief. By all our rights, that box should be ours. This was our run. Do you even know what the box is, Blitz? Well, no, but I still want it. What do you think Grinder would do if we took the box from Hazenkamp? Well, that was a long pause, then a sigh. He'd take my thumbs off, wouldn't he? I'd think that's a safe bet. Damn it. Blitz falls into a disgruntled silence. You can hear the soft murmur of Hazenkamp speaking into his comlink from across the room. Finally, he taps the power button and deactivates the device. Alright, the deal is done. Let's get out of here. Upon approaching the vault door, two things become immediately apparent. One, When you stepped into the vault, the door sealed and latched behind you. And 2, there's no obvious way to open it from where you're standing. Hey, Blitz, open the door. Huh? What you mean, Chief? The vault door, idiot. There's no way to open it from here. You did account for that, didn't you? There's a long pause. Oops. Oops. I think that I might have missed that detail when I planned this on through. In that case, oops is the understatement of the century. He's our chief. Just cool your jets and let me get to work on this. I'll figure something out, don't you worry. Camp rubs his temples with his free hand. The other cradles the plastic box like a piece of fine china. I knew that something like this was going to happen. When Mr. Grinder told me who I'd be checking up on, I just knew it. Calm down, man. Blitz will get us out of here. Thanks for that vote of confidence, Chief. I'll get you out of there. Just give me 2 more seconds. 1, 2. There's a long pause. Finally, Blitz speaks again. His voice is strained. Alright, Chief. I think that I can see how to get you out of there. You give me the go-ahead and I'm gonna try something. But there's a catch. I hesitate to ask. Well, right now I'm keeping about 4 different alarms from triggering. No big deal, I can handle it. But I won't lie, opening that door is gonna be tough. It'll take some concentration. I don't think I can keep all 4 alarms locked down while I'm doing it. So you're telling us that in order to open the door, you're going to have to set off the alarm. Do I have that right? Well, technically, you set off the alarm when you stepped into the vault. All I'm doing is keeping the signals locked down so they can't get out. And I might be able to release the lock fast enough to catch the alarms before they sound. But I can't guarantee it. How reassuring. Alright, Blitz, go ahead and do your thing. I believe in you. A few seconds later, the vault lock releases a heavy thunk. Done and done, Chief. Nicely done, Blitz. Your senses are interrupted by a shrill wailing sound. An alarm. That's our cue to leave. Yeah. Can't say I didn't warn you. You'd better both get out, yeah. Nah. You better get out of there. That alarm's going off in meat space and the Matrix. Reinforcements are on the way. You don't want to be there when they get there. That's an understatement. Let's get the hell out of here. Ah. This is about to go great. Ah, jeez. You hear a loud thunking sound, a heavy-duty maglock clicking shut. The little light above the exit door goes from green to red. Blitz, I'm detecting a pattern here. Yeah, Chief, I'm getting right on it. What a goddamn train wreck. There's another long pause. The tension mounts. Then, your comm like crackles to life again. Okay, Chief. I figured out how to get you to there. You're going to have to release a couple of locks. You can find the controls in the rooms to the north and the south of your current position. But in order to get those locks, I'm going to have to hold the doors open for you. Keep talking. Now, on my end, holding even one of those doors open is going to be a full-time job. There's no way that I can hold both open. So, once I've opened the door, you're going to have to run in, release the lock, and then get out back out again. I won't be able to do much else until you do. You hold the door open, we run in, release the lock, and get out again. Do that twice, once for each door. That's right. Once we released both locks, you need to get out of there as quickly as possible. I'll lock the door place down behind you. Oh, and Chief, you're about to have some more company in there. He raises his weapon. Wonderful. You have company too, Blitz. That's fun. So let's go like this. No. Yes, this one. There we go. Good job. What a shame. And we have company. I can tell where this is gonna go. The answer's not very. You son of a... Oh. Oh, that's fun. Get a running blitz. Ow. That's painful. I'm about to have a real bad day. Ow. I've accessed the door controls. Say when, I'll force it for you. Once it's open, you've got to get in there and release the southern lock from the control room. Hang on a second, Blitz. We aren't in position yet. I'm especially not in position because I'm about to fucking die. Ow, you son of a bitch. Force it. Even though technically we aren't ready. Fuck off. My armor! Thanks. Get in there, Camp. Stop breaking my armor, it's already broken. Ow! I don't like you. This can only be bad. More reinforcements. To make my bad day even worse. Ah! We ain't ready yet, Blitz. Don't push it. Drugs. And he immediately escaped. That's a shame. Advanced medkit. Why the fuck would you shoot me? Why? Why? Don't push yet, Blitz. Oh my fucking god. Yes, please kill him. I did nothing to you. Oh, fuck. That's nice. Ow. Just waiting to die. There we go. Mr. Failed, you died. Well, I'm sorry that I didn't have enough fucking things. I didn't need to do a restart level, did I? Could've just done load last save. Is it? Does this game autosave? Does this game autosave? It autosave. That's good. I'm glad it autosaves. But if it doesn't autosave, I hate living. I really, truly do hate living if this doesn't autosave. Yeah, confirm. I'm gonna... Yeah. No. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. This game autosave? What time is it right now? It do. Unless this is just the beginning of the level again. Which in that case, I'm gonna do all this on my fucking own because I'm terrible and stupid. And I have
Small brain disease.
It's a very rare disease where you have a small brain. No, this is from the inside of the vault. That's good. I'm going to keep it here, and you don't get to see what happens. Ah, no, not load game. Fuck you. Create new save. Haha, you don't get to see what happens.